What is up, everybody? Savage Bernie here, bringing you an execution match on Process. Now, this is one of my least favorite maps, I gotta say, and it takes a little bit, but this match really kicks off how I've been feeling about Gears of War Ultimate. And that's really what I want to talk about today, how I feel about Gears of War Ultimate. So I think, on a whole, the game's really great. I love the gameplay mechanics. It's the first game I've played in a long time for 9.5 hours straight and not gotten bored and not gotten frustrated. Even though I haven't really done all that great, I've done well, and that was really surprising for me. See, I never played Gears of War 1, so I don't know all of the tips and tricks that I might want to know in terms of, let's say, close quarters combat or all the different ways to use the weapons. Like in Gears 3, I'd played it for so long and I played it so much that I knew exactly what gun to use when and how the shot would come out and what the ranges were on all the guns. And yeah, a lot of that is just from playing it so much, but it's still really hard to adjust in just a couple days to an entirely new system of registration, an entirely new system of aiming, entirely new way of thinking when it comes to how I'm going to handle combat. It just takes a lot to get used to all at once. But we're getting used to it. There's still some things that are a little strange for me. There's still some things that I don't quite understand. Most of all, it's the Gnasher gameplay. Like right here with the two-piece, I don't quite understand how to counter that yet. But we're working on it. I think the two-piece is just something that's going to stay in the game. If you do know, you're more than welcome just to comment and tell me, hey, yeah, in Gears of War 1, there was the two-piece, and it was awful, just as it's awful right now. But the other things, like the boom shot and the torque bow and nades, they have a different arc, they have a different weight, they have a different explosive range, and it's just getting used to all of these things all at once. But that's enough about that. Let's talk about how the game actually plays. Now, in terms of matchmaking, there are some things that I would like improved. I would like that whenever you leave a match, the next match that you join still has your consecutive match bonus. I know that's a little thing in the grand scheme of things, but it just seems so, I don't know, short-sighted to say that, okay, you completed this match and you're in the lobby, but if you leave that lobby and find another lobby, that consecutive match bonus is gone, no matter whether you quit out early or not. I feel like the consecutive match bonus should be an incentive to finish your match instead of to stay in your lobby. Because there have been plenty of times where I've wanted to leave a lobby just because I wasn't having any fun with the teammates or the opponents that were there, but I didn't leave because I wanted that consecutive match bonus. And that brings me to another thing about matchmaking. I've seen a lot of people complain about the fact that you stay on the same team match after match. So if I was on a team with A, B, and C would be on my team over and over and over again through every match indefinitely until someone left, until someone on our team left. I love this because let's say that you've got a team that's doing really well. Even if you don't know them, you can stick with this team and you can continue to win, and it rewards you for working together as a team. Or let's say that you get a team that is really bad. You know to leave because it's not going to get any better. But this ties in with a consecutive match bonus. I don't want to be penalized for leaving a bad team simply because I quit out of the lobby. Not that I quit out of the game. The part that I don't like is that you don't switch between COG and Locust. And it's not so much from a social standpoint that I don't like this in terms of social playing online just in a public match. What worries me is the competitive side of that. The COG and Locust have two different spawns with different advantages to both. You might be closer to one weapon as a COG, you might have right-hand advantage at one weapon as a COG and not as a Locust, and vice versa. So it's a big deal that we don't switch spawns, especially from a competitive standpoint. That means that A, you'll have to back out into the lobby, switch teams, go back in every round. Or B, we'll have to figure out some new rules in terms of, okay, well, you're not allowed to do this. Or, all right, well, you're Locust this time, you're going to be COG this time. It used to not matter, really, because the only thing that mattered was the first spawn. Now it'll matter because you'll spawn on the same time every time. I guess maybe if we change the way things are done, it won't matter as much. Now, by that, I mean that the same way that you used to choose, okay, we want Locust first, we want COG first, or it was decided for you, it'll mean more to be, all right, we are COG first, we have right-hand advantage when we are at boom shot. Or, okay, we're Locust first, we need to make sure we rush torque because we're going to have that right-hand advantage, we want that advantage on the other team. Or to know that, okay, we're Locust, we're going to be pushing left side when we push long shot. We need to keep that in mind and maybe send two people instead of one to do that. Now, while we're talking about competitive, let's talk about game types. So far, I've played Team Deathmatch, Blitz, Execution, and Assassination. So far, Assassination's by far my favorite. I loved Guardian. I loved Capture the Leader. I'm a huge fan of the kill objective like that. And so Assassination really got to me, that the leader is the main focus. Yeah, you can take the rest of the team out, and they don't respawn Execution style, but the leader is the only one that really matters. It adds a whole new way of thinking. It's a great new game type. And this is my plug to bring back Breakthrough, which was Gears' version of Capture the Flag and Gears of War Judgment, because it was amazing and it didn't get the credit it deserved. Alright, end rant. Now, Blitz is also great because it takes the things that are already great about King of the Hill and it just makes it better by making it faster. It makes sense now. You don't have to camp in a hill in King of the Hill, which is fine, but why not? Yeah, you're in control of the hill, I guess, but really this makes more sense. You have to have at least one person in the hill to capture it. Also, as soon as someone steps in, it's broken. I loved it. One great thing about it was that it moved really quick, which is great because Gears of War 1 can move a little slow, especially between rounds or between matches. There's a long countdown, you vote on the maps, you get to choose your character. I understand why they did it, however, I want to see that changed in Gears of War 4. I don't necessarily need to pick a different character every game. Let me have a preferred character like Gears 3. I don't mind that. Let me pick some preferred skins. Don't make me pick every single time, which is cool customization-wise, not very cool gameplay-wise because it takes forever. I don't want to wait between matches for 5 minutes every time. Now, it used to be that speaking out against Gears of War 1 was an offense punishable by death in the Gears of War universe. In fact, even I wasn't allowed to talk about... Now, it used to be talking bad about Gears of War 1 was bad, and it was basically punishable by death in the Gears of War universe, because everyone knew that Gears of War 1 was the perfect game. It was the perfect Gears of War. Everyone knew that. Gears of War 3 was just trying to capture that. And don't even get us started on Judgment. First of all, I have a confession to make. I loved Judgment. Alright, now that you're done with your witch hunt, let's talk about the mechanics that Gears of War Ultimate Edition borrows from Gears of War 3. Number 1, switching weapons. It used to be in Gears of War 1, and I know this because I played the campaign for a hot minute, that you could not switch weapons except when you were walking or when you were in cover. You could not do it while rolling. You couldn't queue up a weapon switch for when you slid into cover. That's a Gears 3 mechanic. Now, they borrowed most of the weapon stuff from Gears of War 1. However, they did not borrow the animations from Gears of War 1. They're closer to the Gears of War 1 animations, but they're not quite. See, the reason people think they're the same is because it only pops up the Taken. It doesn't say who, which is super cool because now I don't know who to kill whenever I see, all right, they have frag grenades. I don't know who it is, though, so everybody be ready. If you see a grenade, just run because it's really hard to hear the difference between a smoke and a frag, much less see it because this game's so dark all the time, which is why I hate this map because it's so dark I can't see nothing. But what does this mean? All this tied in, all the game types, all the mechanics, all the look, the feel, the playing, the players. What does it all mean? Is the game good? So let's review for a little bit. Number 1, it's much closer to Gears of War 1 than any other game except for Gears of War 1 itself, but it also hybrids in some Gears of War 3 things, and it does it really well. It doesn't do it to the point where you think that this is Gears of War 1 or to where it's Gears of War 3. You know it's its own game. You know it's its own animal. Number 2, is the gameplay fair and balanced? I would say yes. It's about as balanced as Gears of War has been in the past. I mean, Gears of War is not known for being super balanced all the time and for always being fair. Gears of War is about the most unforgiving game ever. But I would say, is it fair? Yes. Is it fun? This game is incredibly fun. I love this game. I played it so much. I can't wait to... I've been recording this video and I can't wait to go back and play it again and stop recording. Will it attract new players to the Gears of War universe with which to grow the community, expand the content of Gears of War, and give Gears of War 4 the push and the boost it deserves? I don't know. See, Gears of War is pretty hard. Gears of War 3 was about the most lenient towards new players that I've seen. This one's made for the community. I don't think it'll really bring in a new audience like we want it to, or like we think that it will. I think instead we'll be looking to Gears of War 4 to really boost the numbers of Gears of War. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts and opinions on whether Gears of War Ultimate Edition is good or not. If you've enjoyed, please leave a like. Leave your own comments of things that you think you want changed or things that you love they added in. I've been Savage Bernie, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.